Hello students, welcome to your science class. So you all know we are learning chapter 9, the living organisms, characteristics and habitats of your NCERT science textbook. COVID-19 situation has locked us all indoors, but understanding nature, even staying indoors is unstoppable. Coronavirus, a small tiny microorganism, a virus inhabiting human lungs and affecting them. That means even a tiny microorganism like a virus also have certain characteristics and a preferred habitat. So all the living organisms show or have unique characteristics adapted in them over a period of time to adjust to that habitat. Let's recall what topics we learned in this chapter. We have seen the introduction to this chapter of understanding nature, living organisms, non-living organisms, etc. Organisms and the surroundings where they live. We learned various organisms and their living places by understanding an activity with few examples. Habitat and adaptation. We learned different types of habitats on Earth and few adaptations seen in the living organisms that live and grow in that particular place. To understand in brief, we are learning by a journey through different habitats. A journey through different habitats. In an elaborated way, we are learning each type of habitat in this topic. Till now, we have had a journey through some terrestrial habitats like a desert and a mountain region. In desert, we understood the climate, the adaptation seen in its flora and fauna, and even in mountain regions, we learned about few animals which have adapted to and had few body modifications to survive in those weather conditions. We have also learned that the unique cone-shaped trees grow in these mountain regions. Even today, let us have a look on one more terrestrial habitat. Today we are going to travel through grasslands. What is a grassland? It is a place where the vegetation is highly dominated by grasses. You rarely see any huge trees in these areas. On Earth, they are seen in every continent except at the poles. You all know the king of the forest is a lion. But a lion's major habitat is a grassland. And it is a huge wild animal that is strong enough to kill animals like a deer. As we consider the examples of animals growing in a grassland like lion and deer, let us discuss their features. A lion have long claws in their front legs. Claws is one of the long curved nails on the end of an animal's or a bird's foot. These claws of this lion can be withdrawn inside the toes. The lion mostly uses its claws for catching and hunting its prey. The color of a lion is light brown color. As the grasslands are most of the time during an year are so dry and golden brown in color, the lion's light brown color help it to hide in the grasses while hunting. If you observe the eyes of a lion, they are in front of the face that allow this lion to have a clear observation of its prey's location. Prey means on which it feeds on. Now let's discuss another animal seen in grasslands. That is a deer. A deer is usually a herbivore. It mostly feeds on plants. It has strong teeth for chewing hard plant stems in the forest. A deer should be much more alert as it is a prey for wild animals like lion, tiger, cheetah, etc. So, to have a clear vision of its predator and to run away from them, the deer's eyes are on the side of its head to look in all directions if it is in any danger. It has a long and stiff ears to hear the movements of its predator. Even the deer has a great speed to run away from its predators to leave them behind to save itself. This is also one kind of adaptation seen in deer which lives in the grasslands. Grasslands are the areas which are usually found in remote land areas and along with a forest. There are a number of species that live in these areas, and some of the animals found in grassland area are a tiger, a hyena, a cheetah, ostrich, zebra, rhinoceros, bison, elephant, kangaroo, falcon, snakes, lizards, etc. also habitat in the grasslands. What about the flora of this area? As the name itself says, grassland, the vegetation seen in grasslands is the grasses. This area also has a blooming season where we can study plants like coneflower, blazing star, rock rose, pampas grass, etc. So this is about the grassland habitat. So those were some of the terrestrial habitats we learned in this chapter. Now let us have a look at some aquatic habitats. What is an aquatic habitat? An aquatic habitat is a habitat with water. It includes areas that are permanently covered by water and surrounding areas that are occasionally covered by water. Some examples of aquatic habitats are oceans or seas, rivers, estuaries, ponds, lakes, etc. In the aquatic habitats, let us begin learning with the oceans. What is an ocean? An ocean is a large area of water between continents, for example, Pacific Ocean that extends between Antarctic region and Arctic region towards its south and north, and it lies between Asia and Australia on its west and North and South America on its east. So, a ocean is a very large area of water which lies between continents. They are so big and join seas together, where, for example, Arabian Sea is joined with Indian Ocean. Oceans cover 72% of the world's area, planet Earth's area. It covers 1/3 of our Earth's surface. So the oceans are very vast and widespread on the surface of Earth. We already discussed how fish are adapted to live in the sea. Many other animals have streamlined bodies to help them move easily in water. So as the fish has a streamlined body, it easily moves inside the water. But there are some sea animals like squids and octopus which do not have the streamlined body. They stay deep in the ocean near the seabed and they feed on smaller aquatic organisms that moves towards them. However, when they move in water, they make their body shapes streamlined. So they are adapted in this way. These animals respire through gills to breathe the dissolved oxygen in water. Some sea animals like dolphins and whales are mammals which have lungs in spite of gills. They breathe through nostrils or blowholes that are located on their upper part of their head. To breathe in air, these huge sea animals swim near to the surface of the waters and go back into deep waters, and they can stay for a long time without breathing. So these animals like dolphins and whales in the oceans only come onto the surface from time to time to breathe in air. You see, sometimes the dolphins usually give a flip from the water and they get back inside the water. They come to the surface of the water to breathe in the air. The different sea animals we see are starfish, seal, jellyfish, crab, oysters, shells, octopus, shark, seahorse, shrimp, sea turtles, whales, etc. And they adapt themselves to that habitat. The sea vegetation seen are all hydrophytes. That means they grow inside the water. They are completely submerged inside the water and they are adapted to the conditions where they grow. They can survive even if proper sunlight wouldn't reach them, or they depend only on the dissolved oxygen and carbon dioxide. So they adapt to that type of habitat inside the waters. And some sea vegetation we see include algae, grasses, mangrove trees, and few planktonic species near the surface waters. So that is about oceans, students. In the next class, we will continue this chapter. Thank you.